Hello and welcome back. Steel Pinnings here once again. And today I have for you something a little bit different. Today I have a VSR tubular lock. And if y'all know me, y'all know I like to do things a little differently. And we could use the impressioning tool to see if we can just get an impression, as it is a 7.8 millimeter 7-pin Tubbie, and we could always use our Tubbie tensioner and pick it single pin, which is fun to do as well. But as we all know, when you single pin them, you have to pick them several times. Impressioning them is by far the simplest way. But the common knowledge with impressioning is the way to defeat the tool is with variable tension. And I have here a little Chinese set with the one 7.8 millimeter here, and I just wanted to try it and see if it would have fit, and I got it to impression it. I wonder if it stuck. Let's see. How about that? Yeah, so it's a little sticky because, well, you saw me how I pulled it out of there, but nonetheless, yeah, that's impressioned. So it impressions very quickly. So that would definitely mean that there's no variation in spring tension or pin length, or likely not even any security pins like the Ace 2 that I saw recently, which is an awesome little Tubbie for what it is. I saw an old video from Kokomo Lock where he dismantled one, and he made it a really cool deal. So I wanted to see if maybe, just maybe, we can do the same thing. So we saw that it impressioned, and yeah, I guess I could put it in a vise and single pin pick it for everyone. But we've all seen that, right? And we've all seen the impressioning, but we had to see if it was gonna work, right? That was most case point with that. But see, with this one, and with all tubulars, they have this little pin. It's a permanent pin in there that keeps it from coming loose or out. And you have to either drill out that pin, drill a hole in it and thread it to remove it, drill a hole next to it and ice pick kind of pry it out. But that pin sleeve has to come out to remove the core out of this housing. And with this one, I've already removed the core and replaced it with what everybody calls a grub screw, and it worked out very well. So what I'd like to do now is take out this grub screw and let's gut this lock. I bet y'all didn't think you was gonna hear me say that, did you? So, put a little torque on it there. There we go. Grub screw coming out. Okay, little grub screw is out. Now, I'm going to need a little pin tray. And I didn't clean one off because, well, you know, why would I be prepared? If I was prepared, well, I wouldn't have to scramble, right? Alright, I got a little pin tray here now. I'm going to put the little grub screw with it. Let me go ahead and zoom out and show you where I'm working at here. Alright, got my little pin tray here. Actually, put it this way. Okay. We've got our little impressioner doodad. And, we did it. And, I guess we could single pin pick it, but like I said, nah. That just takes more time. and we're already 5 minutes into this. I don't want to make it a two-part video, but I need to kind of get above it here because it is a little particular on what you have to do to gut these things. First thing is first, you have to fashion some kind of tool to hold all those pins down. And I found that a pin body worked really, really well. Got the idea from the old school, you could pick it with a pin type of the big pin, but nonetheless I had to, sand it down a little bit, make it fit proper. Anyhow, I got it to fit in there. It will push down all those pins now. So what we have to do is push all those pins down and then slowly pull the core up over it, and then we can slowly let the pins up. If not, the pins are going to go flying everywhere. There's nothing that holds them into place. So that's the first time I've taken it out, so we're doing this together, folks. Alright. And I know sometimes you might need a screwdriver to get it to come off those knurls. The bottom of the whole son of a gun is knurled on there. There we go. And it doesn't like to come out. So now we're going to slide this all the way off. There we go. Now that I got that off, you can see it holding down all those pins. Now I'm going to lift them up real slowly and you'll see them come up. And one still stayed down too. That's kind of odd. We've got our little housing here, and let's see if we can come up above it just a touch. There we go. Alright, now let me grab a pointer and I'll show you how this thing kind of works. Well, and also with everybody getting away how it works, you can also see how to service them, but most of all, how to really pick them. So if anybody has had a hard time picking them, then this will help. But this right here, this top section is the key pin plate, and where it connects here is the shear line. So we're going to try and pull these pins out one at a time here. Starting at the top point, we can't get to one, we're going to go to two and pull it out, and it's a nice long pin. On focus. There we go, with a little knurled end on it. Kind of neat. So we'll start it here as that's number 2. And then number 3. Number 4. Five, 6. I guess that would have been 7, and this one here is number 1. Number 1 is kind of stuck down there. Kind of makes me wonder how the heck it even picked. But now, if we could get that one out, we could separate the shear line easier, but I think we'll be able to separate it nonetheless. There we go. So, we counted them out a while ago. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here would be the number 6 pin. And still working on getting number 1 out. don't want to mess with these dadgum driver pins. The driver pins are right underneath this, and I already see one spring fudged up, and likely why it probably doesn't want to work right and has that click to it to begin with. The lock definitely needed a servicing. Alright, let's see, maybe we can get that number 1 pin out finally. Well, that sucker is in there, man. A little wider one here. A little more wrenching on that there so it don't go anywheres. Okay, so in here we have a chewed up spring. I don't know if y'all see that, but that will definitely bind up a lock. And then other than that is the bottom here. See, this top part is connected via this part here on the bottom. So now, in taking that out, we can see all of the key and driver pins poking up. Now if I keep pulling this out, it's just going to keep that whole piece is one section there. And let's see if I can just get these key pins out first, because I really don't want to sling them. Or these driver pins. There's number 2. Sorry. We're right there. Flung it. 3, 4, 5, 6, and number 7. And again, number 1 is kind of wedged down there from driver number 1, I think. Oh yeah, seeing all the crud come out of there. Finally got some springs to drop. There's 2, 3, 4. Okay. It definitely does not like to cooperate. That's for sure. Okay, now looks like I might be able to get that to come out of there now. There we go. Okay, see the top part, and that's your shear line right there. And then of course the whole part of the cam itself. And then inside of here are going to be the springs. A few more springs. That one driver, that's going to be in that one, I'm sure. Yeah. Spring in that one, spring in that one. No, yes, no. So a few of them have springs, few of them don't, but it needed to be taken apart to be serviced, cleaned, reset anyhow if it were to be used. But nonetheless, I'm going to pull this up here and show you all the pins up close. Alright. The number 1 driver here would be here, and this is the number 1 key pin, and you can see that it has, well, it's kind of like a knurled end on it, but I think it's more of a tapered end so that it can fit for oversetting and stuff like that. Same as a lock would, I would suppose. It's on both driver and key pins. Quite neat little pins though. How slender they are. Very, very cool. But I'll go ahead and leave it at that. I will do a part 2 video of cleaning it, putting it back together, adding variable different springs to it. Since I don't have any other drivers, I do have small springs and I can add variable spring tension to them, and I think that's what I'll do. And when it's all said and done and back together, we'll see if it can be impressioned again with variable spring tension. They say that's defeat, so we're gonna sign off with that. Y'all please stay safe and stay legit, and if you're and if you like this video and you like what I do, hit that like button, and of course if you're new to the channel, you gotta hit that subscribe button. And as always, until we meet again, peace.